Or two things I need to still do. Who wants to win something? The most popular thing in direct sales is winning something. Think about that. There are several key factors to any event you ever do. Duplication. You leave here, duplicate what you saw today. You're having a meeting. There should be recognition. There should be giveaways. There should be fun, and there should be valuable training, okay? If you do those things, what you just saw over the last 2 days, in any event, any meeting you do, you will have success. But remember, not everyone's here for the training. Not everyone's here for the fun. Not everyone's here for the recognition. You've got to be able to play to what those individuals are looking for. We have a very diverse audience, so you want to make sure you do all those things. Instead of winning something, what if I just told you this? How about everybody wins? That means you win, you win, you win, you win, you win. And what are you going to win? Well, I'll tell you what you're going to win. The Mirus Advanced Triple Active Brightening Serum. You all get it. John, you get one. Lisa, Carrie, Maria, you're all getting one. It's like the dessert plate last night. Some of you are grabbing it real quickly, putting it down and saying, what happened? I didn't get it. Yes. Better than Oprah. Okay. If that wasn't enough, so you are armed with the two newest products that do not go on sale till October 1st. You are armed with the newest catalog that does not go out to our customers till October 1st. It's not eligible for sale. You are armed with a new website which was launched within the last 48 hours. If that was not enough, Richard and I wanted to do something special for this group because it really is about twos. In the next 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, what are you going to do? So we know you're going to be leaving here in the next 2 hours. You're going to be going off, having a little fun. Some of you are extending your stay. Some of you are headed to jump on a plane. We want you to be thinking about in the next 2 hours, what are you going to do with this business? That being said, we wanted to give you one more thing to work with. In addition to compensation, in addition to the incentives, in addition to the promotions, in addition to the new products you get to try yourself and use, we wanted to give you one more financial incentive to go out there and look for new business partners. Do you want to know what it is? Yes. Beginning today, we have a September recruiting promotion ending on the 21st. For every new consultant recruited with the Fast Start Pack, you will earn, option A, 100 Veridia bucks, option B, $50 cash. This is in addition to your first order bonus as well as all other commissions. This is in addition to all other commissions as well as your Fast Start order bonus. So for those of you doing quick math, that's either $110 or if you take the Veridia bucks, it's what it is when you sell those products. You have your option, but it is a limited time. But as you leave here today, for every new business partner that you find, in addition to the first order bonus, which, oh, by the way, the vast majority of direct sales companies don't even have. That is a new lever that only new direct selling companies are doing that you are all benefiting from. In addition to that $50, we're going to give you another $50. Or you can take 100 Veridia bucks. And for those of you thinking about which is the better deal, should I take what's behind door number 1 or door number 2? Do the math. Because if I give you 100 Veridia bucks and you're consultants, you're buying it at wholesale, $100 in products, you're going out and selling it at retail, and you're pocketing 100% commissions. We had an incentive last month. I did the math for a few days ago. I did the math for you. For $500 in product sales, you could earn up to $325. This is Just the same thing. For a one person joining with a Fast Start Pack, you're going to earn over $100 from that one person just starting. That's just them starting. Lynn spent the entire morning talking about that next step because you know what? It doesn't start or end at the Fast Start Pack. This is the beginning of a long journey. This is a new business partner who will continue to earn. You will continue to talk about their goals and dreams. But at the end of the day, it's an incredible journey. And we're giving you this incentive. It's for a limited amount of time. Write down the dates. Don't call me on the 22nd. I know in the past I've said, hey, this is working out so great. We're going to go through the weekend. Well, this is through the weekend, so I'm not going to add any more days. You have until the 21st. This is for all 514 Veridia consultants. We will be sending out a flyer on this, but you have this information right now. So in addition to your own personal recruiting efforts, when you leave here, remember to tell your teams that did not get the chance to be in this room. Everyone is eligible. Can you do this? Are you excited? Okay. I am glad to hear that. Now, before I turn it over to Richard, I have a few closing thoughts. I just want to go back to what we've been talking about over the last several days. Couple things. When Lynn started this morning, she referenced a couple of individuals. She referenced Maria. She said, Maria, how are you running your business? Maria's like, well, I went into my business and, I just started sharing it with those employees, all my friends that are, that work with me. And, oh my gosh, $3,000 later, I was in shock as to how much I sold that month. We were in shock at how much she sold that month. Here's the thing. There's several approaches to this business. Business to business is what Maria did. Now, you move past your own business and you find other businesses. Get your hand in the door. Get in the door and going business to business to business. Introduce yourself. It's as simple as, have you heard of Veridia? Well, no. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Veridia. Would you mind if I put a couple of catalogs in your break room? And oh, by the way, that's called passive marketing. Active recruiting, you go back. So in other words, to make that work, you have to go back and talk to that business. As Lynn so eloquently said, how many times are people calling you the minute you're going through their catalog and asking you, oh, by the way, would you like to buy something from Crate and Barrel? It doesn't happen. You have to make that effort and you have to go back. Business to business is one approach you need to be leveraging. In addition to that, she then referenced Kathy and Kathy. And she said, well, how do you do your business? And they said, parties. We're doing parties. And they're having phenomenal success doing parties. You have to find the time to leverage that as well. There is no one way that's going to be the right way. There's just many ways. And you need to balance your approach to this business to drive all of them. And if you're going to say to yourself, parties is not my thing, that's fine. But then what are you doing over in business to business to ensure you get past that personal group that you know today? Because you've saturated your personal connections. And now it's about getting past those individuals. Now, I talked with our presidential founders last month about a third approach, and it's called customer acquisition through your current customer base. It's as simple as this. When you're talking to a customer, as Lynn said, what you say to them is this. You say, oh, by the way, I'm starting a new business, and I would love it if you would share this with, do you know anyone else who may be interested in our products or the opportunity? Because I'm trying to grow business. And what's even more powerful is if you put in what your goal is. If you tell me, in 18 months, I want to leave my full-time job, and this is something really big for me, and I know you love the product. Do you know anyone else that I could talk to about the product or potentially the opportunity? Add it to every follow-up phone call you do. For every customer, there's an additional customer. Let me go back to something else. As you were talking about potential business partners, as we are talking about driving our success line, how do you do it? Retail customers. Retail customers transition into potentially preferred customers and or business partners. If you don't have the right business partners, you need to continue to drive them. How do you drive them? Through retail customers. If your current retail base is not purchasing on a monthly basis, what do you need to do? acquire new customers. Lynn calls it the basics. We call it the business basics of direct sales. These are the business basics. And if you do them day in, day out, you will be successful. What happens? Life gets in the way. How many of us, we had 9 people excited to be here that could not be here this weekend because at the last minute, life got in the way. You have to understand, you have to set time aside for this business in order for you to be successful. There was something else that Lynn said earlier today I just want to reference. She showed you that little script the first time you talked to someone. Do you remember there was a percentage how many of those individuals will act on it?